Welcome to the second workshop hosted by Artists for Society and the very first student-led art workshop of the club. We are really proud to present to you Anna Tue, a first-year health science student who will be teaching cross-hatching to the participants of the workshop. Now, without further ado, let's ask Anna a few questions. How is that?
Okay, so I'll start off by asking the first question. So this is more about how you got into art and stuff like that. So how did you start getting into art and at what age? And did anyone introduce art to you or did you discover it by yourself, like self-taught?
Well, as far as I remember, I've been always drawing since I was a little kid. And I don't really remember if I was the one who picked it up or if someone pushed me to do it. But I know that my dad really helped me and because he had also been keen on drawing when he was younger. So he helped me with that and always gave me tips and encouraged me. So that's that.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone who wants to get into art but is doubting themselves, what would it be?
That's a tough question because since I started really young, it was kind of an organic development. But if people wanted to get into art and they doubt their ability, they have to understand that it's a really, really long process. And unless you're willing to put in the time and the effort and really you're willing to understand that it's not going to come instantly, then they can go on. And they also have to, I would suggest for a beginner artist to, yes, look at other artists and how they do stuff, but also start by observation, by just looking at the real world around them, at how real people look, how real people move, and how animals move and look, how plants and how light works, how shadows work, and to then incorporate that in their art and then figure out a style. And yes, they can take elements from different artists' work, but also always look at where those artists take their stuff from. It's really try to take inspiration firsthand.
Damn, she's a legit artist. Everything you said is really, really good advice. So for question number 3, for our workshop, you're going to teach us the technique of cross-hatching. So can you tell us more about this technique? Like, what does it entail? And are there other mediums or techniques that you use in your art?
So cross-hatching is basically just creating the impression of shadows and volumes using sets of lines. And so you just draw lines in one direction and then you draw lines in another direction. And the more you superimpose lines, the darker it is. And you really have to get a sense for where to put those lines and how to space them or how to angle them so you get the effect desired. As for other techniques, I do a lot of watercolor. And when I do watercolor, I use line art and cross-hatching as a starter, and then I add the color over. And in general, I just tried other stuff. I did one sculpture for school 1 year ago. I did some origami as a kid and teenager, I guess. And yeah, I'm always keen to try new techniques, but I definitely have my specialized ones.
That's pretty cool, actually. So what are your goals in the future when it comes to art? Are you thinking of pursuing it just as a side passion, or are you thinking about anything bigger? Do you have any projects that are you thinking of doing?
So it's definitely going to stay a side passion for now because I know that it's really hard to make a place for yourself in the world of art and to live off it. And really, I think that if I keep it as a side passion, I'm free to really draw and paint and create what I like. And I'm not constrained by other people's demands and expectations. And so those demands might spoil the pleasure, the fun of doing it. But if I keep it as something for myself that I willingly give to the world, I think it stays better like that. As for projects, I just keep drawing all the time, every day. And honestly, I want to do an exhibition at one point. The in the city where I live, city, arrondissement. How do you say it?
I was about to say roundabout, but no,
That's not around. So in the city where I live, there's a cultural center, and they always have exhibits of artists from the city. And I was thinking of applying for that at one point.
District, borough.
I think, wait, city of Dorval. No, I think it's a city actually. Oh well.
Ville, yeah, it's like Ville Saint-Laurent or Arrondissement Saint. Anyway, that's really cool that you have an art center that like showcases.
It's not an art center actually. You have the library, then you have a little wing, not wing, a little tunnel in the middle. Not tunnel either. It's a little connecting thing, and then on the other side you have a big space, a big room with like big windows where they just put the art.
That's really cool. Are you thinking of teaching, or like, because you're really excited about giving this workshop, so are you like, is teaching something that you'd be interested in doing?
Honestly, maybe, but I'm not sure how competent of a teacher I am, which is kind of iffy news for the workshop, but it's going to be my first workshop, so I'm going to see really what my abilities in teaching are, and then I'm going to think about it.
We'll be patient with you. Don't worry. It's gonna be really fun. You have the talent. That's the first the prerequisite. You're good to go.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're really excited to like what you're gonna do in the future with art and like how it's gonna go with you. So you have all our support. Okay, so last question. You seem to be very lucky to be able to balance like studying and art and also being in health science, a lot of courses. So as seen with the amazing art that you show on your Instagram. So do you have any advice for anyone who wants to balance the passion of art and their schoolwork?
Oh well, I'm not the best person to give advice on this because I'm struggling with that too. Because for me, in the school context right now, art is a way to procrastinate or a way to cope. And it's really, you have to understand that if you're going to want to do art and succeed in school, you're probably going to end up with very little time. So what I do to also do art and do other stuff is I multitask. Say I have a bit of free time and I want to watch a series or I want to listen to music. Well, I'm going to do art while watching my series or listening to music, because it's just the best way to do everything you need at the same time. And as for school and art, you have to understand that in this case, school is a priority, and you have to know when to put the art down, when to like put the pencils away and hide your artwork so it doesn't nag at you, and to actually focus. And then once you're done, you can use doing art as a reward. If it's something you really like doing, you can just say, okay, I'm gonna finish this assignment, this task, this studying, then I'm gonna draw. And that can push you to study, not faster, but study consistently and then do your art. So that's my advice. Do I apply it to myself? But I try.
That's really great, and that's like a good advice. Like I took psychology, and I'm like, I recognize the system.
Wow.
And I forgot all the terms of psychology terms, but it's pretty effective. Like giving yourself like this kind of reward, and like psychologically, you're gonna concentrate more on your work. But thank you so much, Anna, for this interview. I mean, that's really cool that you're able to, keep some time to paint and draw. And we're all very impressed by your art. And we're super grateful that you're taking the time to give a workshop, your first workshop, for the club members of Artists for Society, and we're super looking forward to see you this Saturday. So yeah, that's gonna be really fun, and see you then. All right,
Thank
bye.
you for having me. Bye.